You are listening to SDO Isabela Radio-Based Instruction.
Learning never stops in Math Eskwela, your school on air.
Your partner in achieving fun learning experiences. Let's listen, enjoy, and have fun in learning mathematics. Stay tuned.
Good day, grade 9 learners! We're back again for another learning episode in Mathematics 9. So hold on with our new math lesson on the air. I am your radio teacher, Teacher Diane. So now, formulate yourself to equip the new knowledge and skills that you need to acquire in this episode. Catch on to this lesson then apply to your daily activities. So listen attentively. In the previous lesson, you learned the different kinds of variations. You also translated variation statements between two quantities given by a table of values, mathematical equation, a graph, and vice versa. Now, let us review how far you know about variations. Clap clap if you know the answer. Let's start! What are the different kinds of variations? Excellent! The different kinds of variations are direct, inverse, joint, and combined variations. How do we illustrate direct variation? Yes, there is a direct variation whenever a situation produces pairs of numbers in which their ratio is constant. For two quantities x and y, an increase in x, also an increase in y. Y varies directly as x or vice versa. How about inverse variation? Good job, learners! For inverse variation, for two quantities x and y, an increase in x causes a decrease in y or vice versa. Can you illustrate the third variation, the joint variation? Right! Joint variation is the same as direct variation with two or more variables. This statement varies jointly as B and C means A is equal to KBC, where K is the constant of variation. What about the last kind of variation? What is it again, learners? Correct! It is the combined variation. We can illustrate combined variation where a variable depends on two or more other variables, varies directly with some of them, and varies inversely with others. Wow! Did you illustrate all kinds of variations? Great! In order to solve problems involving variations, you should classify the different kinds of variations and also the skill to translate the statement in mathematical equations. In solving problem involving variations, the following steps should be considered. Step 1. Set up the formula or translate the statement into mathematical equation. Step 2. Find the missing constant k using the first set of data given, then formulate the equation. And step 3, using the formula and the constant k, find the missing in the problem. Let's try this example. If y varies directly as x, and x is equal to 6, when y is equal to 12, find y when x is equal to 15. Again, if y varies directly as x, and x is equal to 6 when y is equal to 12, find y when x is equal to 15. What is the first step, learners? Correct! Set up the formula or translate the statement into mathematical equation. We will express the statement y varies directly as x, as y is equal to kx. What is the next step? Precisely, we will solve for the constant k from the first given x is equal to 6 when y is equal to 12. Using our formula in step 1, let us solve for k by converting the formula for k and substitute to the given data x is equal to 6 and y is equal to 12. Then, k is equal to y over x, or k is equal to 12 over 6. Divide it, then becomes 2. The k now is equals to 2. Our equation now is y is equal to 2x. Step 3. Using the formula and the computed constant k, find the missing by substituting the equation from the second given. Find y when x is equal to 15. The equation y is equal to 2x, substitute the given value of x, which is 15. Multiplying 15 by 2, then y is equal to 30. Hence, y is equal to 30 when x is equal to 15. Let's proceed to the second example. If 12 flower pots cost 156 pesos, how much do 28 flower pots cost? Again, if 12 flower pots cost 156 pesos, how much do 28 flower pots cost? Step 1. This is a situation of direct variation as more flower pots result in more costs. This means that the amount of flower pots varies directly with the number of flower pots. Thus, y is equal to kx. Y is the cost and x is the number of flower pots. Step 2. Solve for the constant and formulate the equation. Let x is equal to 12 and y is equal to 156. Solving for k is 156 is equal to 12k. Divide both sides by 12, then k is equal to 13. The equation now is y is equal to 13x. Step 3. Find the missing in the problem. How much do 28 flower pots cost? X is equal to 28, y is unknown. Using the equation in step 2, y is equal to 13x, substitute x, which is 28. Get the product of 13 and 28. The result is 364. Therefore, 28 flower pots cost 364 pesos. Can you still follow, learners? Okay, let's continue to the third example. The area of a rectangle varies jointly as the length and the width, and whose A is equal to 72 square centimeter when L is equal to 12 centimeter and the width is equal to 2 centimeter. Find the area of a rectangle whose length is 15 centimeter and whose width is 3 centimeter. Again, the area of a rectangle varies jointly as the length and the width, and whose A is equal to 72 square centimeter and the length is equal to 12 centimeter and width is equal to 2 centimeter. Find the area of a rectangle whose length is 15 centimeter and whose width is 3 centimeter. What is the first step? Right, set up the formula. The formula is area is equal to k, length, and the width. What about the second step? Right, find the missing constant k and formulate the equation. Use the given A is equal to 72, the length is equal to 12, and the width is equal to 2. Solving for k, substitute the given to the formula in step 1, we have 72 is equal to k times 12 times 2. The product of 12 is 2 is 24. Then 72 is equal to 24k. Divide both sides by 24, so k is equal to 3. The equation now is correct. A is equal to 3 length and width. How do we find the missing in the problem? Find the area of rectangle whose length is 15 cm and whose width is 3 cm. Very good. When length is 15 and width is 3, the area is equal to 3 length and width. Substitute the value of length and width to the equation. Then A is equal to 3 times 15 times 3. Getting the product of 3, 15, and 3, then A is equal to 135 square meter centimeter. Hence, A is equal to 135 square centimeter when length is 15 and width is 3. What are again the 3 steps to be considered in solving variation? Yes, step 1, set up the formula or translate the statement into mathematical equation. Step 2, find the missing constant k using the first set of data given. Then formulate the equation. And step 3, using the formula and the constant k, find the missing in the problem. I think you are now ready for a short quiz. Prepare now your paper and pen as you answer the given problems. Ready, learners? The first problem is number 1. Varies directly as b and a is equal to 7 when b is equal to 2. Find b when a is equal to 21. Number 2. Cows vary directly as goats and inversely as pig squared. When a farm contained 5 cows, there were 4 pigs and only 2 goats. How many goats went with 6 pigs and 10 cows? Number 3. It takes 2 painters 9 hours to scrape a house. How long would it take 4 painters to scrape the same house? While answering, I will play a song entitled Direct and Indirect Variations.
With direct or inverse proportion, the first thing that you have to do is to make an equation including a constant from the question that's given to you. So firstly, with direct proportion, if A varies directly with B, the equation that you need to write down is A equals a constant times B. To find the value of this constant, check the question for 2 things you need. A value for A which is given, with a value for B that's agreed. Now substitute in this equation the values for B and for A. Find K, that's what I've called the constant. Now you know the equation to say. In the follow-up part of this question, you'll get A or B given to you. You use the equation to work out the value of the one that they ask you to do. With questions on inverse proportion, when A varies inversely with B, This time the equation you write down is A equals K over B. Again you'll be given two values that'll help find the value of K. The equation of A equals this over B is the thing you're expected to say. In the follow-up part of this question, you'll get A or B given to you. You use the equation to work out the value of the one that they ask you to do. There's just one more thing to watch out for, just so that you are aware. A varies directly or maybe inversely with B squared or cubed, so beware. So with direct or inverse proportion, just follow these steps I've outlined. Find K, then write out the equation. If you do this, you know you'll be fine. I'm just hoping that you'll understand. I'm hoping that you understand. I'm hoping that you understand. I'm hoping that you understand.
Okay, pens up learners. We'll now answer your quiz. In number 1, what is the answer? Awesome! B is equal to 6 when A is equal to 21. How about for number 2 problem? How many goats went with 6 pigs and 10 cows? Excellent! There were 9 goats. And the last item, number 3. Wow! That's it! The answer is 4.5 hours. I hope you got all the correct answers. Give yourself 5 claps for a perfect score, 3 claps for 2 correct answers, and 1 clap for 1 correct answer. Before we end, remember this: in our lives, we may have our companions, the direct, who would always hold our hands on their way up, while sometimes there are those who oppose us, the inverse, who wants us down while on their way up. Whatever may happen, as long as you are with your family, friends, and with the Lord, and join them as you fight this battlefield, you will become successful. How do we plan to use your variations? Do you eat directly, inversely, jointly, or combined? Why? And that's all for today, grade 9 learners. I hope you acquired the necessary knowledge and skills that you can apply in your daily life activities. We would like to thank our scriptwriter for this episode, Ma'am Leslie Anbalios Teres Gumaru, and the whole RBI production team of STO Isabela. Again, this is your radio teacher, Teacher Diane, signing off and saying, sa STO Isabela, #walang may iwan, #we recover as one. Until next time!
Patuloy ang edukasyon para sa ating henerasyon.
Sa daan ng pagkatuto ay walang may iwan.
Kaya halina sa Radyo Eskwela!